Yemen hardpoint
Infused
next.
are not going to be happy.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be happy, but they are going back to hardpoint, and they know
Yes.
how strong they are on hardpoint. Obviously, Raid and Yemen are completely different maps, but look at it earlier on. I think the score, like they had well over a 100-point lead, and the final score was 250 to about 98. So Infused were definitely more dominant on there. But again, that could have just been main stage jitters. We saw Orbit at the start only with 4 points for quite a large margin of the first half.
I believe they got 163 points before Orbit got anything more than 4.
Yeah, and I mean that just shows it could be main stage jitters, especially after the way that JT's just played. Then you can see him.
See,
on
they're
the screen
pumped
right
now. They're ready to go. They're itching to go.
Ready to go. So we'll see if they can come back into it.
They're taking energy pills. Look at him. You can see he's hitting his own teammate. That's how pumped he is to go. He is on his phone. He is obviously texting his mum. Mum, I've done well. I've done well. We won that map.
I reckon he's texting his mum.
I think he's texting his mum. Mum, I've done well. I've done well. We're going to win this. Let's do this. Okay, that's what he's doing.
So he's texting his mum right now. Just making sure, yes, Mum, I'm safe. I'm at the venue. Don't worry, Mummy. I'm fine. But anyway, we'll see if Orbit can come back into this game.
Oh, dearie,
see if they can
dearie
even
me.
up the series, because, of course, it still is 2-1 in favour of Infused. Infused just coming
Infused
up
looks
there.
so chill. Look
yeah,
at
let's
Tommy.
have a look. So we've got Josh right on the left-hand side of the screen there. Then moving in, we've got Jake. Then Vintage. And then, of course, on the right-hand side, you've got Tommy. Tommy is not usually a player for Infused. He usually plays for Millennium, which consists of Riskin, Maxi, and Carnage.
He's the only non-French player.
So yeah, he's the only non-French player, and it's very interesting. I was talking to him about it yesterday. They're usually always talking French, and then they've just got a few call-outs in English, which they know, but they are still an absolutely phenomenal squad.
They played so well at G2.
Knuckles together, high fives going round. Infused versus Orbit, 4th map, Yemen hardpoint.
Oh, I do love this map for hardpoint. I do. It's all about early rotations on this map because, I mean, they're so hard to break. There's three of those hardpoints are so difficult to break.
Especially Church.
Yes, Church indeed is the one I was thinking of in particular. But what are we going to see here from the Orbit team? Are they going to pull it back?
Well, we are about to find out. On board with JT, the guy who impressed us so much in that first game. We'll see what work he can do. JT picking up the 200 points there for that hardpoint capture. So we will switch on board with him. The only person in the hardpoint right now does get a big kill there.
Range kill.
Hardpoint is contested, though. He's going to be able to challenge this person down there. Unfortunately, doesn't get any more kills. Does get taken out. George taking over the hardpoint hill, though. Does get taken out himself. So this is back and forth. We'll stay on him on the respawn and see what work he can do.
Oh, Orbit just taking out nearly the entire Infused team. Of course, this isn't a delayed respawn or a one life only game mode. Don't forget, guys. So it is. You're going to hear a lot. Well, I don't know if you can hear it through our microphone.
I can't switch on board with them. They're just dying all the time.
Yeah, it's
this is what that first hill does. It's annoying.
Yes, it is very irritating. This first hill is I think it's the case with a lot of first hills because with first hills they say they have to be. Treyarch have also gone, it has to be equal, so we're going to put it directly in the middle of the map, the same distance between both teams. That way, both teams have exactly the same chance of getting there at exactly the same time. After that, it doesn't matter because it's all about learning the rotations and the spawns, but that first hardpoint in particular is always in the middle, and it's always frustrating for us as casters because it's just going to go back and forth the entire time as Orbit are shouting
Look
abuse.
at the spawns that they're getting. They're just getting the most phenomenal spawn ever. Watson is on your screen at the minute. Stayed on board with him for a while because he's on a 4-score streak, so I want to see if he can earn himself any streaks, but I love the way that they're doing this. We've seen Infused just manage to get that top spawn, and they are fully aware of that. No streaks for him, though. Mohawk has got some work to do. He's the only one on the hill right now. He's got to make sure the defense work comes in big. Oh, Tommy! Great kill there with a B23. Look at that. Let's see if he can pick up any more. Yes, another one. Infused, great push.
Oh, God!
It's Tommy, yes. All 4 down for Orbit. And one thing that I have to mention is that Orbit had full control of it. They got the rotation. They got it set up. Infused had horrible spawns. They pushed up the top, got the spawns, and now have a look at where those green arrows are spawning. That is Infused.
This is the thing.
Sorry, that is Orbit spawning out.
Yes, that is the thing. Infused know it's all about the spawns here. It doesn't matter if you get a few extra seconds on the hardpoint, if you can get those spawns back straight away, as Jake just completely takes out JT there. JT, what happened, man? You were doing so well. Your accuracy in that CTF was amazing, and now Jake just completely taking him down. But if we have a look at the Orbit team, they did spawn in that really bad alley right there.
I call it Death Alley. That's what some people call it. You call it Death Alley because it's just absolutely horrible.
This is the alley of death.
In pretty much no hardpoint do you want to be spawning in there, in my opinion. It's just a horrible one because you've really got to do some rotation work. Yeah, it can work in Church, but still, you're quite a distance away, and you've got no real awareness of where the rest of the team are for the other, the enemy team. But on board with Vintage right now, 3/4 of the way to his Hellstorm missile. Make that a smidgen away from his Hellstorm missile. Only needs one more kill. Is he going to be able to pick that player up? No, he's not. Great accuracy there from Watson to take him out. Watson once again on a 3-score streak. They've managed to take over the hill, so that was a lovely push from Orbit there. We saw them spawning in Death Alley. They pushed up, and they're going to get this time. But here we go. The important part. This is the most important time in the entire of this Yemen hardpoint map and game mode. It's the rotation from top market down to Church. Yeah, that is such a difficult rotation, and you've got to do it super early. Watson going right around the outside to try and get it there, but Mohawk has
already there. Is he gonna take that nade? No, he isn't. He did well to dodge that, I have to say, because that was cooked. Mohawk trying to get those spawns straight away, but it doesn't matter because Infused are in there anyway, and this is such a difficult hardpoint to crack. We have seen people go off on this hardpoint before.
You have indeed Watson on a 4-score streak, though. He's got to try and push in here, see if he can get control of it. Does manage to pick up one, not another, though. That was Tommy who took him out, I believe. No, it may have actually been Jake, but Jake's on a 2-score streak, so we'll switch on board with him, see what work he can do. He's going to get the turn on here. No, he's not. Does get taken out. Tommy's on a 3-score streak. I do apologise that I'm switching so quickly between these players.
It's just back and forth.
It really is. But there we go, 100 points on the board for Infused. Once again, 55 to Orbit.
In terms of kills, it is back and forth, but right now Infused just managed to stay in the hardpoint, somehow managed to stay in the hardpoint longer, even though people are dying left, right, and centre. Tommy is red, does finally get taken out by JT, so he's not going to have any score streaks. We haven't seen that many score streaks this game, and Vintage, you beast! And you can hear Vintage. I don't know if you can, but he is shouting his heart out right now.
Don't repeat what he just said,
I
just heard it.
I am not going to be repeating anything that they are going to be shouting between them, unless, of course, it is clean. But it doesn't matter. Orbit, Watson taking out Infused Josh and someone else. I couldn't quite make out who that was. And it looks to me like Orbit have actually managed to get the early rotation on this, which is well done for them.
They have indeed. Josh spawning over towards the left-hand side of the map, so they've got to do some work. Orbit, Watson doing some great work on the hill at the second on a 3-score streak, so we'll switch on board with him. He's not been able to earn himself any score streaks yet, and he's been pretty close to them throughout the series, throughout the game, on Yemen, so it'd be great for him if he can do it. And of course, on a map like Yemen, the score streaks will come big. We've not seen any yet. Hardpoint is contested, though. As soon as I say they need to three-piece, taking out Tommy, Josh, and Vintage. Sorry, headphone users, but that was incredibly loud because it had to be with the 3-piece. Earns himself that Hellstorm missile and that lightning strike. Unfortunately, no stealth chopper for him. He's going to call in. No, sorry, I think he just pinged something there, did he?
He did. He did just ping something, which means, of course, I don't know if, well, you would call it wasting his ping. They kind of actually need those score streaks, and it would have been helpful to know exactly where they are. Watson, what are you doing?
He's going absolutely massive. You can hear him.
What are you doing? You must be able to hear that, surely. That is so unbelievably loud for us. Watson, you are a tank, my friend. That is incredible. He is going off on one, and he is letting everybody know about it as well. Does finally get taken out by Josh there. Hog in the middle of the... Oh, wow. Oh. Jesus, get turned on.
That was crazy there. Unfortunately, does get taken out. We'll stay on board with Mohawk just on the respawn, but these players are getting hyped. You mentioned it earlier on, Dave, about how the hype levels really do get emphasized in a hardpoint game modes because it's just completely respawn. But here we go. Josh starting to get hyped as well now on a 2-score streak. He's halfway to that Hellstorm missile in this middle hardpoint.
Honestly,
of course, we've gone right back to the start, Dave. We go right back to this middle hardpoint.
Yeah, we do go back to this middle hardpoint, but unlike the very start of the game, the spawns do differ when you come round it to the second time round, so they're a lot closer, so it does actually switch even faster than it does in the first time round. Vintage getting the 2-piece right there, and surely they're going to be rotating around right now. They have to be. Yeah,
we've got to try and get control of the next one, but Mohawk and Watson getting big kills there. That's all 4 down for Infused momentarily. Great work there from the guys over in Orbit to be able to do that work. Watson once again on a 4-score streak, so it's difficult to switch away from this guy. He's going to get himself even closer to that Hellstorm missile. He sees somebody out the front here. He's going to be able to pick up anybody. Gets a lot of hit markers. Gets the B-23R out. Not going to work. Gets taken out. Gets a reasonable spawn towards the middle of the map, but he's still going to try and push in through archers here, so let's see what he can do.
He has got that Hellstorm missile, but he's not going to use that, I feel, until there is an open hardpoint, which will be the next hardpoint, and it'll be very sensible to use it there to try and bring back the score a little bit, because Infused not sitting comfortably, but they are sitting fairly far ahead. Watson doing the work for his team.
How are they losing when he's got 27 and 10 with 2 defense?
What are you doing, you machine?
Watson just goes bigger. Unfortunately, does get taken out, but he's really pulling them back into this game. There's only about a 40-second difference between these two teams with 3 minutes left on the clock. If Orbit can keep up this momentum, they will come back into this game. And here we go. That rotation is coming in now, and they've got to get that early rotation over there. Watson's got to go big. Not going to happen, though. Here we go. Infused all pushing up the left-hand street. Let's see if they can hold it.
Watson is proving that you don't have to be a Slayer or an SMG player to get those big scores. He is anchoring, and he is doing the objective work as well for his team, and he's still going absolutely massive.
Yeah, we'll see what work Jake can do, though. There we go. Great kill from Jake. He's going to push into the hard point. Does get challenged from the middle.
They're catching up.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Only about 20 seconds. So, yep, indeed, they are catching up. This is going to be an absolutely massive hill right now. This top market one. Some people neglect it sometimes because they know that Church is coming up next. But if you can, hold the full 60 on this, it just goes by in the blink of an eye, and you're like, oh, he just finished that hard point, and now we're going on to next. And, of course, as soon as I say that, we've only got about 30 seconds left before we do rotate. So
now is the time to rotate, but look at that Infused team. Look at the spawns they're getting. They're getting the good spawns right now. And Orbit, who's that? Is that Mohawk over there? I think he should be rotating right about now. That would make sense.
I don't know where he's going. I don't know why he's pushing.
I think he's still pushing. There was no point.
Let's see where he spawns. Okay, so he's got a half-decent spawn. That's not too bad.
The entire Orbit team just saying, right, you know what, Infused, you can have the rest of that hard point. We don't care. We did some catching up work, and they have now got the good spawns, and they're going to both meet in exactly the same time. And Church pulls out that, wow, what happened there?
JT just backed Mohawk up so much there. Manages to take him out. They've got control of this hill. Score is 163 to 212, so still all not but over. And I want to see if Orbit can come back into this. They've definitely got a chance of coming back into this, but they do need a lot of time. Jake picking up a kill. JT's the last one left in the hard point. He's got some work to do. They have still got the spawns. Have a look at those yellow arrows on your screen. That's going to be Infused spawning out towards Statue, and this is great work from Orbit. They're going to be right back into this game. Yes. They can hold it down for the next 35 seconds.
Now, this is the important bit. If Orbit managed to hold this hard point, which I want to say, I don't want to say it's quite easy, but it is easier to do if you've got a really good setup. If they manage to hold, go on, get the kill. Oh no, he did not manage to get the kill, unfortunately, which is fine. But I'm going to go back to what I was saying before, which is if you manage to hold this hard point for a long amount of time, the rotation to the next hard point is so important, and streaks come into play as well with the next hard point. And I don't know if any of them have streaks. I don't know. Watson does have streaks, and he is getting ever so much closer to that stealth chopper, which I think could make the difference. 35 and 15 with 3 captures and 11 defends as he calls in that all-important lightning strike. He gets that kill, which means he is so much closer. He gets taken out as he was bringing out his Hellstorm missile, so he doesn't get the stealth chopper. That could have really made the difference, but it doesn't matter. They are catching up so quick here, and it is nearly mathematically impossible. Not quite yet. If they need to stay on this hard point for as long as they possibly can to be able to win this.
Coming down to the last hill.
Coming down to the last wire. Watson going big for his team.
Let's see what they can do on board with Mohawk, though. We're going to stay on board.
They're ahead.
In the hill. This is going to be it. They have got the control of it. Infused going to choke this. Are they going to come right back into this game? There was such a huge difference.
It's about to become impossible.
And there we go. Just about.
It's now impossible.
Right now. Orbit have gone absolutely massive.
What a comeback!
Oh
what a comeback. Infused, what are you doing? That was just silly.
That was absolutely crazy. 234 to 231. 3-second difference between these two teams.
They have pulled it back to 2.
That was all Watson. JT, it was on the last game. Watson just went absolutely massive. Earned so many score streaks. Earned so many kills to his name. He was the top fragger, I believe.
40 kills! The 40 bomb with 11 defends. Watson, you machine. I don't know if you can hear me out there, Watson, but if you can, you're an absolute machine.
He's texting his mum again.
He's texting his mum. I just dropped a 40 bomb.
I just dropped a 40 bomb. He
is pumped. The adrenaline's going on right now, but here we go. Your